Okay, well, thanks so much for inviting me. So I'm Cecilia Repinski. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Green Assets Wallet, and we are an impact tech startup with a digital platform that's designed to scale up capital investments with a positive impact in order for us to succeed with the sustainability transition. So I want to start with this picture because this is a major problem that concerns all of us, basically as human species on this planet. And capital can really play a major role in the solution because to us...
Cecilia, I'm so sorry. We lost your presentation.
You lost my presentation?
Yes. We don't want to lose it. So if you could share again, and then we...
Can you see it now?
Yes, it's coming up. Perfect. Sorry about that. Thank you.
Okay, so this is a major problem, but capital can really play a big role in the solution because capital is a tool with which we can build almost anything we want to build by directing it to what we want to create. And this is really how much capital that must be redirected to the sustainability transition every year in order for us to succeed with the climate transition, with delivery on the UN global goals, and simply put, to secure human life on Earth. So when we at the Green Assets Wallet talk about sustainability, or ESG, as it is called in the industry, we talk about impact. And with impact, we mean real world results by moving from one position to another, the positive, verifiable change in the real economy. Because that's really the only type of sustainable investment that is going to ensure that we succeed with this challenge. So I have been working with sustainable finance for 20 years, and I have to see that there has been a clear momentum in the industry in the last 5 to 6 years, and investors are truly stepping up, eager to invest in the transition. But too much of what is defined as sustainable investment is not necessarily linked to real-world impact. And that is a major problem. And that's why I founded the Green Assets Wallet, because we want to make it easy for investors to invest in real-world positive impact. And that is also why we're focusing on the bond market. Green bonds and other types of bonds are actually directly linked to activities on the ground, activities that can be measured and verified and followed up upon. And this is also a very promising market. There are lots of growth, lots of more growth potential, but this market is also struggling with some critical barriers that is keeping it from growing into the full scale that we need for a transition. So to summarize, some of these key barriers for this promising market is the cost of trust, because this is something that investors don't want to be associated with. It's greenwashing or it's negative trade-offs, but establishing trust can be very resource intensive. And for that reason, the market is not scaling to its full potential. Also, many promising assets and actors are excluded, and they struggle to access capital for their impact activities. At the same time, some of the assets that are investable don't actually deliver the credible impact that you may think it does. So as a result, the investor demand for credibility is growing even further. But verifying trustworthiness is really resource intensive. So our job is to ensure that investors can easily establish trusted assets while enabling the investees, the recipients, to easily demonstrate the credibility in an easy way. So we have developed a market-leading platform for trusted impact data, as well as a system for third-party validation down to the ground level. And we will soon be covering 90% of the total issue volume of green bonds with impact data. So this means that with the Green Assets Wallet, investors can make informed allocation decisions. They can correctly evaluate the actual impact of the investments, while issuers, the recipients, can demonstrate trust. They can attract more investors, and by doing so, reduce the cost of capital. And the third-party validators, they can maintain their integrity and also ensure that their knowledge can be conveyed to investors in a format that actually informs investment operations. So we are more than a platform. We are building and fostering an ecosystem of capital market actors. We collaborate with green bond issuers all over the world. We help solve their problems with conveying trusted impact data. We have investor clients spanning from asset owners, managers, central banks, and family offices. And in addition to those, we talk to stock exchanges, standard setters, financial intermediaries all over the world. And if you want a sneak preview of our tech plans, we see ourselves over time building an impact metaverse. We already have a market-leading platform for impact data, and going forward, we will be adding to this, supporting all of these incredibly important actors with whatever they need to scale up capital into real-world impact. And this can include live streamings from project owners who want to access capital, or investors seeing in real time how a degraded land is being upgraded into a productive plantation, or automated validation using IoT, or whatever it is that can help serve this market or serve this ecosystem by building trusted relations between capital and impact, because that is the key for scaling. So I have the pleasure of working with real superstars, and earlier this week, Green Assets Wallet received a prize from a finance business magazine, and the prize was Rising Star in ESG. And that is not only a very clear signal from the market, from the finance market, that we are delivering something new in ESG that is beyond, if I may say, fluffy sustainability to actual real-world impact, which is really what the focus is right now in the industry and what there is a need for. But it also signals that we have such a great team on board with lots of combined talent in programming, tech, finance, scale-up, success stories, and sustainability. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for listening to our story and invite any questions, and also let you know that I will be finding my way into the UPPSTART metaverse, and I'll be there until 4:30 to meet with you. And I'm also reachable via email. And let me see if I can stop sharing my presentation.
Awesome. Thank you. Super impressive. I love as well that you're creating your own metaverse. Amazing.
I think everyone is, but I think our focus is on connecting our metaverse to real world impact in the real economy. So it's direct, it's a digital world, but it's going to be very much linked to transition in the real world.
Absolutely. And I love that you're thinking around that already. I think that's awesome. And you have a really big team too. I'm very impressed.
We're growing.
Yeah. When did you start the company? And I you kind of mentioned a little bit why, but I'd love to know the kind of why and when you got started.
Well, we started actually as an innovation project. Tech entrepreneurs and finance capital market actors working in the industry, and also green finance experts and research institutes. It was a really interesting co-creation process. And it was an independent grant-funded project. And because of the market's massive response, we hadn't really foreseen that kind of response. We felt that there's no way we can cope by treating this as an innovation project. It has to spin off into its own company so we can build a proper team to service this market. So we've been a company for less than 2 years.
Super impressive. Love it. And any other questions from the audience? I think, like you said, you're going to be in the UPPSTART metaverse, so I think everyone should join you there. And yeah, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.